I think Miss Lucas is an effective teacher because they're never kind of doing the same thing twice. She's always got good small groups going, and they're always interacting with each other, and she's kind of just helping them along. She's facilitating the groups, not really directly teaching them. She's kind of letting them learn on their own. And I think that's the best way to teach a child, is to let them discover their answers themselves instead of just telling them this is the way it is because that's the way I say it is.
She plans for the individual student. She plans everything about how the students will react, and she makes sure that she covers each individual level. She's very good with differentiating for her students, very good with grouping. And another thing that she's really good at, she knows where she wants the children to end, and she builds how she's going to get there through each of her activities.
We're going to pollute our oceans. Oh. You have a nice clean water. The first person with the bag may take out, you can go next, your boat and animals. There's nice happy people riding in the boat. They're being very careful. And we have these happy little animals. There are two. So put them in the ocean. Now, since we are doing ocean pollution, you are going to pollute the ocean with the rest of the stuff in your bag. So pass the bag to the next person sitting next to you. And when I say next, you freeze, no matter what you're doing or what you are talking about. First, I show them a video so that they can actually see all the pollution in the ocean, and then they can see the animals, and then they show pictures of the animals that are not okay with the pollution. And then we go into the hands-on so they can see firsthand experience of the nice clean ocean to start with. And then we go into starting the pollution and go through 17 different pollutants, and they obviously see that there's a problem, and they start talking about, oh yeah, we need to clean this up, we need to clean this up, this isn't okay. So they understand that they need to do something about it. Pull out the fishing net and talk about what would happen if the fishing net stays in the ocean. Don't put it in yet.
Can't like escape, and it can't.
And what do they need to do underwater?
Breathe. So
they need to come up from the water so that they can
it might
breathe.
Suffocate because it might drown because of the net. Too heavy.
Yes. Pass the bag and freeze. We have aluminum cans. Obviously, from our polluted ocean where we have real things from the beach, the aluminum cans don't biodegrade very quickly. They hang out. What could we have done with the aluminum cans? Recycle. Thank you. You may talk about it.
Is it non-biodegradable?
It will eventually biodegrade, disintegrate, but it takes a long time, so it is
not non-biodegradable?
It's not non-biodegradable, so it is
biodegradable.
Biodegradable. And you should have, anyway, recycled it. Correct.
Okay.
How many things in here could you have recycled?
That.
Or use something else, like a reusable water bottle?
We can use this for. You could recycle. You could recycle that. If we don't have water bottles, like it's going to say. You could recycle this.
Oh, so you could also reuse things.
And we can almost recycle everything in there except the fruit. You can put it in a scrap.
But what could you do with the food scraps?
I really throw them away.
Put them in a, for your gardening?
Yeah, compost.
Compost pile. So now you may put the 6-pack ring in. Does it affect the animals? Yes. How? They get it stuck. They also might eat it. It's a little circles like these. had to put in aluminum cans that they know that they can recycle. They put in styrofoam, fishing net. Oh, we use that at home, or go out fishing, and there's a tub that my dad puts them in. And then they had the soap, which obviously was not good. Anthony kept saying that there were chemicals everywhere in all of these different items. The oil has chemicals, the dishwashing liquid has chemicals, the fertilizer has chemicals. And then they also realized that we could recycle the majority of the things, and pointed out that the food can go into a compost pile, which will help the land environment. Think about what your ocean looked like before our pollution. Now talk to your group about how your ocean looks. They're very sad. They might not make it for very much longer. It's horrible. Kelly, what do you think about your turtle?
It's like suffocating because it's like down in the water and all the chemicals are on it.
Miss Lucas, how are they going to get the water? Switch the old water and disgusting water to the new fresh water.
How can we fix this problem?
Might not feel so good because the turtle is like on top.
Talk about how you can fix this problem.
Like down
How are you
in
going to
all
clean
the
all this up?
chemicals.
Shame on you!
Now that your ocean is very sadly polluted, how do we clean it up? Talk about how you could start cleaning it up.
Somebody start.
Your group.
Somebody start cleaning it up.
Talk about how you could start cleaning up with your group.
Her classroom environment is very supportive, but at the same time it's very demanding. The students work very hard to please her because they know she has very high expectations. And when she gives them the high expectations, they'll do whatever it takes to rise up to those expectations. They will work so hard. You can see that the regular research that third graders do, she makes them go even a little bit better.
You are going to do a unit on ocean pollution. You're going to do a research project. Here are your steps for researching. Number 1. So within your question, you're all going to get questions. Within your question, you need to agree on something to do your research on. Next.
Take notes from resources.
Do you need to write your resources down in your journal? Yes. Even for information and for your pictures. You can write videos down, you can write books down, you can write websites down. Next. 5 or more. Please make sure you write your vocabulary down. Can you talk about something that doesn't have anything to do with your topic and it still be a vocabulary word?
Yes.
No, it needs to refer to your topic. Number 4.
Write information in paragraphs.
Once you have all your information, you need to put it in your
Own words.
Should you copy?
No.
You should,
Write with your own words.
which means you should read first and then write. Number 5.
Begin presentation.
For this, you will have a few choices as to what your presentation will be. So you must agree on them, and then you're going to start working on them. Number 6.
Present the project.
This is your final project. You're going to present your research projects. Here's your note from Quinn. Collaborate, which means work well in your groups. When you are taking notes for your project, what should you remember? Put your hand on your head if you have a good answer. Milena?
Don't copy.
Don't copy, which means?
Write
Write your own words. What else should you do? Michaela?
Cite.
You cite your resources. You look for good websites that talk about your topic, right? Yes. Lexi?
Don't go where you're not supposed to.
You need to go on appropriate websites. Very good. What else do you need to remember? Put your hand on your head if you know. Will?
Stay on task.
Stay on task. You need to use your time wisely. Okay, very good.
She does a lot of note-taking where they kind of go together as a whole class, and then she sets them off in their groups to do their own thing and, you know, take what they've learned from her and kind of build upon what she's given them.
You don't need the chairs. So the research projects, I picked the questions. So I gave them 6 questions that had to do with ocean pollution, with a little various topics. They could talk about the oil spills, they could talk about conservation, and they could talk about the different things that they could recycle or reduce the pollution in the ocean. So to pick these groups, the first part with the hands-on, they're just at their tables, they're with a variety of abilities, interests, and then I gave them a paper and let them fill out, hey, I work really well with this person, I'd really like to work with this person, but I'd really, really like this topic. So they had to give me 2 or 3 names of who they would like to work with. And of course they would talk to each other, hey, you want to be in my group? And so they knew that they couldn't play, but they had to work together. And then they chose which topic they wanted and wrote a paragraph of why they wanted it. So then I took them home, went through them, at least tried to give them a partner that they wanted and or a group that they wanted. So it's very mixed ability groups, but similar interests with the research.
I'm trying to glue this thing on. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna put this right here because this ship's gonna be like, when it crashes, it's gonna be right here, trying to disintegrate, and the oil's gonna be coming out like this. And it's gonna go up here, and we should put like the stingray stuck on it, like
True.
put it black and put it on it.
Maybe the seahorse too.
Yeah, that would be good. So it would be like the oil will float up and it would be up here, and we would put a little boat up here. Yeah, and it would be or we couldn't. It would. That's why the fire's up here, because they lit it. The oil was lit and then
Yeah, we should actually put like a little boat oil.
Yeah.
The only 11 men died.
Yeah. The sea turtle should be trying to like swim away over here. Yeah, what about the dolphin? The dolphin should be up here. Yeah, kind of like jumping out. Seagull would be right here too. Yeah, but the dolphin can really stand up.
We'll make it.
Yeah. We can put the dolphin like that.
Yeah.
What are y'all fixing up right now?
I'm trying to put the oil up here, and the boat's going to be down here with this, like the oil leaking out. Yeah, and then
The boat's going to be in the water?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's sank?
It sank.
Which boat is this?
The boat that blew up.
Didn't you have a name for it?
I think Horizon Riverboat. Yeah,
Okay.
the Horizon Riverboat. I don't think
So
it's not the Horizon
crashed, sank, and is spilling oil.
Yeah, it's spilling
And then we're
like
gonna put
that oil, and
like
then
the
some oil stuck up there, falling.
And what is this for?
The explosion. Yeah. They lit up, and when it exploded, actually
They lit up.
lit it up.
Who lit up the oil?
They lit
What
up.
does lit up mean?
They used that lit it up.
They wanted to get rid of the oil, right? They're trying to get it out of the ocean. So they're going to light it on fire. And so this is the fire plume, right? Okay. What's going on with the animals?
So we need to paint them like we're gonna paint them like halfway black and the other colors because, and the
So the oil is going to get on the animal.
and the manta ray is gonna be up here, like down here or up here. It would be all black because it accidentally swam through it and it got stuck.
How is this pelican going to do?
The pelican's gonna be up here like that.
And he's going to...
Try to fly away, but like the oil.
He was swimming around and the oil got his wings stuck.
So will he be able to fly?
No.
He'll just end up dying.
Okay.
There's different ways of showing how you teach a standard, and I think Miss Lucas's class is a really good example of how you can teach a standard, but not just sitting at a desk and doing pencil and paper work all the time. It's got to be interesting, it's got to be fun, and you got to keep moving around. And I think new teachers are kind of afraid of that because it seems a little chaotic, but if there's learning coming from the chaos, I think chaos is okay.
Here is group number 2 presenting their research projects on oil spills.
This is Channel 13 News, and I am Professor Dylan Kenny. I am Chloe Moyer, oil scientist. And I am Anthony Valdez, the ship conductor.
So, Chloe, how can this oil harm the animals?
Oil can harm animals if they swallow the oil and killing animals, which is bad for the environment.
Anthony, tell us about some history on your ship.
Okay, the Deepwater Horizon killed 11 men by exploding them. It was the largest environmental in the U.S. history. Some of the crewmen lit it up and it all exploded. And the ship where it exploded was in the Gulf of Mexico, which is right here.
So it's near us.
And
It happened on what we seen a couple of animals come upon the shore of Louisiana on one of Louisiana's beaches. How could you try to stop this disaster?
people who ride boats or drive boats try to clean up their oil spills by making the oil gather so they can pick it up.
Do you have any more facts?
Yes, for the BP makes and brings robots to attempt to activate the disaster preventer. The Louisiana governor says to make a emergency state, just in case if there's a real accident, they can go to that emergency state. The BP keeps trying to stop the oil preventer, but they keep failing.
Okay, now we go to Miss Lucas's third grade class and their diorama. Okay. So these are the little animals that came upon the shore, and this is where the oil coming up. It floated up to the top of the water.
How did you find information for your research project about oil spills?
Well, we watched a video, and it gave us the ship and like the oil spills and how it prevented, and it sort of killed all the animals, and how some birds survived from the oil spills. And there's one that had like a dead turtle that washed ashore. And it basically told us about like that people were trying to stop the oil spills, but they just couldn't stop because there's just too much.
So they were trying to help.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was the one that used the tablet and looked up some more about the facts and looked up stuff on the book and found the vocabulary.
So you found the vocabulary. Okay. Chloe?
I took some notes that they didn't take. because they seemed important.
So you took important notes about the
Video and some stuff they just didn't take.
and the environment?
Yeah.
Does anyone have any questions for the oil spill group? Quinn?
Who is the first person who spilled oil?
Well, we don't know, but we think it was 2 guys who were on the ship, but they didn't give us that information because they probably didn't know, because there were probably cameras on the ship, and when it burned down they couldn't get the video, so I guess they just didn't know.
Excellent question, Quinn. Does anyone else have a question for the oil spills group? Stefan?
Do you get oil sheen from oil spills?
It's just actually how the sun shines onto the oil, and it just makes the oil shimmer and shine, basically.
Great job, oil spills group. Stand up and take a bow. You may clap for them. I watched assess through observation. They all are responsible for turning in their own notes. I usually give them a list. Hey, I need to see your vocabulary. I need to see 10 facts. I need to see your paragraph. And I need to see your references. So I grade it through and assess through their journals. And then obviously how they present and what information they present and their knowledge base of what they grasp throughout the lessons. The next group is the conservation efforts. Abby, Milena, Abigail, and Andre. Okay, here is our group for conservation. They're going to do a play for us.
This is the narrator, the turtle, and my name is Andre, and I'm playing as the fish.
I'm Elena, and I'm the turtle rescuer.
I'm Abigail, and I'm the turtle.
And I'm Abby, the sailor. Do-do-do-do-do, sailing on the sea. I want to catch a fish.
Tell us what you're doing.
I'm untying them. You're released. Lots of turtles are endangered. Turtles can get stuck in nets and die. Their instinct is to eat algae and jellyfish. But to me, plastic bags look like jellyfish. Half of a turtle's diet is trash.
Tell us what you're doing.
I'm eating a bag, and that's not good for me. Also, you should use a TED. A TED is a turtle excluder device. They are included on nets. They let turtles out, but keep fish in.
Does anyone have any questions for the conservation group? Will?
How can we help conservation?
By picking up trash in the water or on the beach or pretty much anywhere.
Everywhere. We need to be responsible with our litter that we should recycle.
Yes.
Does anyone else have any questions for the conservation group? Callista?
How does the TED keep fish in and let turtles out?
I'm not really sure.
There's a big metal gate that has bars that go across it. It's round. It has bars that go across it, and the turtles know to swim up and go through it. If you want to know more about it, you can look up the TEDs, which are the
Turtle excluder devices.
turtle excluder devices.
In real life, with our jobs, we're never just given a worksheet to fill something out. We always have to be able to work with others, to pick ideas from other people, to synthesize information, to use research, to find best practices, and that's what Miss Lucas is able to do with her students. They're so proud of themselves when they finish something.